Good morning, lovely people. It's Vlogtober, day 22. And I have been up for a good couple of hours already. I haven't even had breakfast yet. I've got an apple cake baking. And when it comes out of the oven, I'll be putting a caramel sauce on top. So I think that's going to be yummy. And then I need to prep my vegetables for roasting and also make an aioli, which is going to be a homemade mayonnaise, which I'm probably going to add fresh parsley and lemon juice to. And then I will be ready for my potluck at 1 when my friends will be coming around and bringing a whole ton more food. And we will undoubtedly not be able to finish it all because it's always really good, but there's always a lot of it. But that's okay, because usually my kids get to benefit from the leftovers. So if I remember, I will get some film of the table with all the dishes spread out around about 1 o'clock today. The parsnips, carrots and Brussels sprouts are all cut up and tossed with a little olive oil, maple syrup, salt, pepper and smoked paprika. Ready to go in the oven. And the cake, oh man, this is going to be good. I tasted that caramel sauce and it is so yummy. Right now it's finishing off cooling, which is why it's still on a rack, but with the plate underneath to catch the drips. But I think that's going to be a hit. So that's all the prep I can do at the moment. Just need to freshen up the bathroom and have a cup of tea and sit on the couch for the first time today. I have some time before I have to roast the vegetables, so I am going to spend a little time sitting in my sewing room sewing flowers onto the bag. I have to thank, I think it's Diane, who commented how lovely it was going to look when the flowers were on. Thank you for rescuing me from a big mistake. I have clipped the lining into the bag, completely forgetting that I was going to sew flowers onto it. They were upstairs on the coffee table and everything else was downstairs, and I was just getting so into the flow yesterday. If I had continued on and sewn that lining into the bag without sewing the flowers on, I'd have been kicking myself. So I'm gonna pop the camera up on the tripod and just let you watch me sew a few flowers on. I think it's going to look really pretty. I've attached all 24 flowers. I didn't think I was going to put them all on, but when I got started, I couldn't stop. They do look kind of pretty on that stripy background. I have to say, once I started attaching them, I realized I was doing it a bit too randomly and the spacing wasn't to my liking. So I did unknot the strings at the back and reattach them. I don't want it to look too regimented and lined up looking. That pink one might be a bit low. So at the moment, I'm pretty happy with it. I've just stuffed it with something so that you can see what it looks like. And the magnetic snap is closed at the top, and I've clipped the lining back in again. I've been thinking about the handles before I sew in the lining, and I did think I was going to use this blue vinyl, but I think I've changed my mind about that now. I also thought I might use these rectangle rings, if you can call them that, to attach to the bag, maybe with a tab, and then attach the handles to that. And I thought, well, what's the point? Why not just attach the handles directly to the bag? Especially as I don't have the antique gold or whatever they call it, or the bronze color to match the magnet. See, the magnet is this, I don't know what they call it. Antique gold, bronze, whatever they call it. I don't have anything in this rectangle shape to match it. And I don't like to mix my metals. So I think what's going to happen is, my plan now is to crochet some handles for it, because I have quite a lot of this yarn left. Multicolored handles will fit with the theme. And, you know, I'm not in a hurry to use this bag, and it's turning into quite the project. I might move that one. I might move that flower there. It's bugging me how low it is. There's a couple that are also quite low, but I don't know. How are they looking? Are they touching the table? They kind of are, aren't they? But that pink one definitely looks like it's getting squished. It could just be that I need to pull the base up over the plastic canvas better. I'll have a play with it and see. So very predictably, we ate far too much food at lunchtime. We had salad and a rice dish from one person. We had olive bread and a curry and rice from another person. We had my roasted vegetables and the apple cake. Oh, and that's right, there was this sort of Wellington, which was like a lentil and vegetable mixture wrapped in phyllo pastry. And yeah, I think that was all. For the 5 of us, it was a lot, but it always is. And it's always really delicious. And then we always, except for the occasional time when we've been out for a walk after we've had lunch, we normally play Mexican train dominoes. And that's the only time we play Mexican train dominoes, is with this particular group of friends. And we have an absolute blast. It really is so enjoyable. So that was fun. And also, rather predictably, I don't need dinner after all of that. And I would have gone for a walk to sort of settle down some of that excessive food intake. But my knee has been doing a weird thing today. Like just before my friends came at lunchtime, my knee started to have shooting pains in it, my right knee. And a couple of times it actually felt like it was going to give way. And so I've been limping around this afternoon. And I thought I better not go out for a walk in case I make whatever it is worse. No idea why this sort of thing comes on. I mean, the hazards of being over 60, right? However, I'm going to be positive and say by tomorrow morning, it'll probably all be gone. And I'll be able to get back to my usual activities. Let's hope so, because it'll be very frustrating if I cannot. So the son who went to Vancouver for a few days is on his way back now, on the last leg of his journey. He should be coming in the door in about an hour, so that's good. And then we'll all be home safe and sound. So I think what I'm going to do is go play with yarn. Good news is that we have our printer ink now. So the baby cardigan that I wanted to make, I will be able to print the pattern out properly. I'm a little bit of a Luddite when it comes to patterns. I do sometimes follow them on a screen, but I find it so much easier if I print it out and then I can mark it up as much as I like. Pen and paper, there's no substitute for it sometimes. So I was halfway through printing it about a week ago. So I'll have to see which pages I actually managed to get printed last time and print the couple that I'm missing. I usually don't print a whole pattern. I try and avoid pages full of pictures. And even the front page I don't print if it's not got any useful information on it except for a big picture and the name of the pattern. So I'm going to go check what I've printed and get it finished and ready so that I can frog the garter stitch scarf that I had started and get started on a crochet cardigan. That's the plan. This is what I have left of the colours of Scapious Soft Fun. Now that I have crocheted the body of the bag and all those flowers, what I was thinking would be good is to crochet tubes for the handles. At first I thought I might crochet a flat, narrow length of fabric and fold it in half and sew it together. And then I wondered whether actually crocheting a tube would be better. Now I know that crochet tends to stretch when it's used for handles. So there is a possibility that I could thread something through the tube to add some extra strength and stop it from stretching out too much if I put something heavy in the bag, but it's not a very big bag. And maybe I'll just wait and see how it goes. As per usual, I started something and almost immediately changed my mind. The reason for that was that I was thinking ahead to how I was going to have to do all of these really short color changes in either a flat strap or a tube. And I did not want to be changing colors every 15 stitches or fewer even, depending on how I ended up doing it. So now my alternative plan, I foundation single crocheted a length of 16 inches And I'm going to do a different coloured stripe along the length of the strap instead of the width. I don't know how many rows it'll take to get to where I want to be for the width of the strap, but I'll keep going until I'm happy with it. It will be a little stretchy, but I don't think it'll be likely to pull drastically out of shape. I'm going to plug away at this and add some more coloured stripes. See how it looks. I've worked 5 rows of this strap so far, or handle, and I think I'm going to put it down for now. I've been looking at these colours a lot today, and I feel like going upstairs and tackling the video editing right now, and maybe taking a look at the pattern I plan to do with the Yerbo cookie yarn. And I'm going to take a look through this pattern. I didn't print the whole pattern because I didn't want to use a ton of ink, but I did manage to get myself a partial photo. It's a baby hoodie, and it's called the Leaping Crochet Baby Hoodie by Tamara Kelly. She is Moogly. She's been around for years with her crochet tutorials and patterns. So I managed to get this printed out thanks to our printer ink delivery today. I'm going to take a look through it, and I am going to frog the scarf and get this video uploaded. I feel like I've somehow changed a setting on my phone, because usually when I start and stop the video, I'll hit the screen where the button is, or I'll use my little remote control. Sometimes the video will be off and I'm maybe playing with the phone, moving it, getting it in position, and I'll say something and it'll start recording. And I know you can tell your phone to accept voice commands for photos and presumably videos, but sometimes it's really random words that set it off. It's very strange. So yeah, this is going aside for tonight. I've had enough of that. I think probably it'll just be 10 rows, and then what I may do is double it over on itself for almost the whole length. Just leave the last couple of inches at each end flat, and then slip stitch the middle part into a tube to make it into more of a handle, a functional handle, and the slip stitch should stop it from being so stretchy. That's the plan. It may have changed by the morning. So yeah, I'm going to say this is a wrap for today, and I'll see you tomorrow. There will no doubt be some crochet. I'm not really sure what else. Depends on how my knee is feeling. I'm hoping it isn't hurting by the morning. So I'll say goodnight and thanks for watching. Thumbs up from me for making it to the end. See you tomorrow.